show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Back with another episode of the greatest podcast, don't you know? Have a little fun, have a little good times with me, baby kick girl. Come on, baby motherfucker. Come on, let's jive. See, I tried to keep that one short. I was going to try and go with the Slayer theme there because we have, of course, the king of all satanic things, Kerry King here, and Dave Lombardo. I would wish you a very welcome to this new episode of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. It's the only podcast where we just kind of chill. We read the news stories of the week, the hard rock, heavy metal news stories of the week from, well, what I consider to be one of my favorite places, the Blabbermouth. I just love it, the way they set things up over there. Fantastic. Shout out to them. What's the Jive Talkins? We do the heavy metal and hard rock and news, and we do it every single week. That's right. So if you feel like this is something that you want to be part of, you want it to be in your life, you want it to be something that you do on a consistent basis, I'm here to tell you, welcome to the family. Let's get into the hard rockin' news. You've got him here. Look at this son of a gun. This is Kerry King. And I've listened to the new tune. Don't put it in for a first listen. Idle Hands. I've listened to it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Marcus Gueda from Death Angel is the singer, and he sounds like a young Tom Araya. I think Kerry King gave him direction, said, I want that piss and vinegar from Tom Araya back in, but then you next to this guy here, and of course, Kerry King doesn't go anywhere without, pentagrams or inverted crosses to let you know. Just by the way, I hope you understand I'm a satanic. But you got Dave Lombardo in this picture right next to him. And he says Dave Lombardo is dead to him. And my first thought was, well, that's rude, Kerry. Why would you say something like that? I'm hoping that we can get into it. I welcome you. Welcome. I'm a little scatterbrained. I watched a little squirrel eating some berries out of a tree, and I just sat there and I watched that for a solid 5 minutes, and I just thought to myself, it has things to do. It knows it needs to go over there. It needs to pluck the berries. It needs to eat the berries for sustenance, and then it needs to go and pick up wood or do whatever else it's into. I'm very kind of out there today. I'm very spaced out, okay? Let's get into it. Kerry King, Dave Lombardo is dead to me. I really wish he wouldn't say rude things like that. No matter how bad you hate somebody, you don't say you're dead to me, right? In a new interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Kerry King finally got in Rolling Stone magazine. That's great. Slayer guitarist Kerry King was asked if he has spoken to the band's original drummer Dave Lombardo, who has been out of the Slayer for more than a decade. He responded, "No. Lombardo is dead to me." Elaborating on why he feels that way, the 59-year-old musician said, Dave went on a tirade when we were on a flight to Australia, and we knew we couldn't retort for 14 hours, and he threw me under the bus. I was the only one keeping him in the band. Tom Araya, Slayer frontman, wanted him out before that, and Jeff Henneman, Slayer frontman, or Slayer what? Slayer guitarist, of course, rest in peace, had just gotten the spider bite. Oh, really? This is where it happens, causing him to contract a flesh-eating bacteria, forcing him off the road. So he wasn't playing with us much. I said, we need Dave. The fans won't get it if we, that's true. The fans won't get it if we replace him right now. And then the Australia thing came up. He threw me under the bus, and I'm like, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that kept you here. So I thought, fuck that guy. I mean, but all Kerry really did, though, is he just said, hey, we can't fire him yet, right? You weren't fighting for his love, right? Or to remain in the band. You were just saying, we can't do it yet because Henneman's out. And if we get him now, it's just going to be the two of us up there standing around. Regarding what happened to cause the split with Lombardo, King said, he's super impressionable. He was listening to this woman that was his attorney. Oh, it's always them attorneys, isn't it? When it goes from rock band to I've got an attorney, it never ends well, does it? I mean, it's good to have the attorney. If you're in a rock band right now, you should probably have an attorney because someone's out there trying to fuck you in your band. By the way, it's someone that's in your band that you know. And she thought we had Metallica money, which we never had fucking Metallica money. So she's just blowing shit in his ear. I mean, but the merchandise, though, you can't go 15 feet down the road without seeing a Slayer shirt, right? And he thinks he should be getting more than he should be getting. It's like, talk to somebody that actually knows the situation and isn't just blowing sunshine up your sweet and juicy ass to make money in your commission. Lombardo, who has spent most of the recent years between Empire State Bastard, crossover pioneer, suicidal tendencies, and horror punk icons The Misfits, so he's not hurting for some green beans. Hardcore supergroup Dead Cross, we've done them, and Mr. Bungle was effectively fired from Slayer after sitting out of the group's Australian tour in March 2013 due to a contract dispute with the other bandmates. He was later replaced by Paul Bostoff, who was previously Slayer's drummer from 1992 to 2001. Was that Paul on Season of the Abyss, or was that the last one that Lombardo did before they got him? I remember when Paul came in, you're like, God damn. I mean, Dave Lombardo's a great drummer, don't get me wrong. And he's got a style that's all his own. But there was something about the beef that Paul put on there, too. Am I right or am I wrong? Get in the comments and tell me. Let's see. What? Costing the band. Okay. Shortly after his dismissal, Lombardo said that he discovered that 90% of Slayer's tour income was being deducted as expenses, including fees to management, costing the band millions and leaving them without a 10% to split 4 ways. That's all we got was 10% to split 4 ways. While he and Tom hired auditors to figure out what had happened, Lombardo said he was never allowed to see any of the information obtained. That's where my tits get twisted, right there, if I'm Lombardo. Lombardo released a statement in February 2013 saying, was denied access to detailed information, by the way, and the necessary backup documents. I was told that I would not be paid until I signed a long-form contract which gave me no written assurance of how much or on what basis management would deduct commission, nor did it provide me access to the financial budget or records for review. It did not. It also forbade me. It freaking forbade me to do interviews or make statements having to do with the band. In effect, a gagging order. Isn't it a gag order? It's not a gagging order. Dave previously opened up about his departure from Slayer while taking questions from the audience in March 2014 in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I remember seeing this because he's behind his drums and he answers a few questions. He says, I did my best to try to keep it together, but I couldn't go on, man. I had to step out because you can't be shackled like that. Nobody can take advantage of another person like that anymore. I did it for too many years and I held my breath. Red flags kept going on in my books. It's like, really? I'm seeing all these red flags. I'm supposed to be making more money. Am I supposed to be making more money? Why am I on the same salary? I'm making the exact same thing I've been making for the past 2 years. And this is back in 2004, so I knew something was up. And I tried my best to work it out with the guys. I brought Tom into the picture. I had Tom in my hotel room. Yes. Take it off, Tom. Take it off now. I had Tom in my hotel room with me talking to my attorney. My attorney was naked. No. And my attorney was telling him everything their management company had been doing to them for the past 30 freaking years. And we had an accountant, a forensic accountant by and by, ready to go in there and look at the stuff. Tom got bought out. Management flipped him over a couple of $100,000, who knows how much, and Kerry as well, to keep quiet and go against Lombardo. So they turned their backs on me. And on the last day, when I'm at rehearsal with them, and I saved it all the way until the end, I said, guys, we need a new business plan. You guys have been on the same business plan after 30 years. Now I'm an income participant. In other words, I'm a percentage holder. So if you're a percentage holder, you have the right. And you are contracted as a percentage holder. You have the right to see where all the expenses are going. Because here you are getting paid off net. You're getting paid off net profits. And then out of $4.4 million, the band gets $400,000 split freaking 4 ways. That's $100,000. Where's the $4 million? Oh, so there's that $4 million that's missing. They only got the $400,000. And that's just 2011. The rest of the money went to lawyers, accountants, and the manager. For the past 30 years, they were doing that to the guys, and they took my information, and I'll never forget the day. I just said, guys, look at this. This came from your accountant, and it showed all the money. It was showing where the money was going. It was just showing gross expenses net, and out of that net, I made on tour in 2011 $67,000. Jesus. That is not what I think. I feel like he would be making a lot more. Kerry and Tom, how much do they get? That was about $114,000 they made on the tour. So if you did about 60 shows, divide that up between 60 shows. Anybody have a calculator on them? No? Not 60. Let's say about 90 shows per year. 30 in the spring, 30 in the summer, and 30 in the supper time. We got 30 in the spring, 30 in the summer, 30 in the winter time, in the fall. So you break that up per show. Really? It's disgusting. I bust my ass up there playing drums. I mean, I am just sweating. I'm beat. And for the guy in Hollywood, for the guy in Hollywood Hills, for his facials, his manicures, no. I'm not going to play for that. No. I don't know what that meant about the Hollywood Hills. Let's get on to something else here. Biohazard coming in, you monkey head, you. They're going to have a new music and a new documentary, and I swear I will not say the I can't deny reality and life gets smothered. That's it. That's the last time I'm going to do that. In a new interview with That Fuzzing Rock Show. Oh, that's a fun name. Biohazard drummer Danny Schuler spoke about the possibility of new music from the reunited classic lineup of the band. This is the lineup I saw. Motorhead, Biohazard, Machine Head, and Slayer. I saw that tour. Are you proud of me? The classic lineup of the band. Guitar, vocalist, Billy Biohazard, right? Do we say the last name? Billy Grazide. Guitarist, Bobby Hamble. And I remember looking at him, old Bobby Hamble, and I was like, this dude is really greasy. I was only like 12 years old, 15 years old, 16. I was right there at the front for Machine Head. No, I'm thinking of the Machine Head guy, am I? No, I'm thinking of the Biohazard guitar player. And I was like, that dude looks greasy. I'm sure he's not, but... And bassist vocalist Evan Seinfeld, you better believe it, baby. He said it's transcribed by Blabbermouth. I don't know what the band sounds like now. What? I don't know what the band sounds like now. I know what we sound like live. Okay? And I think we sound really good live. We've definitely gone back in, not giving a fuck about anything except having fun. Which is really healthy for us. We ain't gonna lie about that. We're not sweating the small stuff. I guess you would say, and we just wanna, I guess you would just say we just wanna have some fun. You know, we ain't no fucking girls like Cyndi Lauper. But boys want to have fun too. And more than that, Biohazard wants to have some fucking fun, if you get my drift. So, when you're having fun, is when you do your best shit. So, we're just going to go and do our thing, and it sounds like us. And for me, that's great. Because I love it. The way the band sounds. It's fucking great. Now, as far as what our new music is going to sound like, I have no idea. I don't know, once the band comes together and we start jamming on all the stuff that we have now, how's it going to evolve? But I know where my head is. I know where my head's at, okay? And I know what I want to do. But I can't speak for the other guys, and I would never do that. I only speak for myself. When I'm having conversations with people, or even myself, I never speak for other people. I can't speak for the other guys. I'm hoping we do a real old school, fucking real deal Biohazard record. Well, that's if it's the classic lineup and you're getting in the room and you're strumming your instruments, then it's going to be a real deal Biohazard record. What are you referring to? There was a period where it wasn't real deal? Is Evan Seinfeld still married to Tara Patrick? Put that in the comments if you don't mind. Let's see, where were we in this? Because they're so fucking heavy and over the top. Oh, here we go. There's so many great new bands out there. I gotta say that. I gotta be honest when I say that. Having taken elements of things that us and a lot of other bands for back then kind of did, there's a lot of bands now who have taken a lot of those elements and do it really, really, really well. Way better than we could have ever do it. So I don't want to try to compete, try to outdo all these new bands. Because they do a different kind of heavy. I think a lot of it's created in the studio, if you want me to be quite frank with you. Studio with technologies, probably. Some of them sound great live, but I don't want to compete with those kinds of bands. Because they're so fucking heavy and over the top. I wonder if he's talking about the new school hardcore bands like Knocked Loose and Who Left Behind and all them kids. Scowl, that great band with the Hone Blade, who they Gel, and Drain, and I know what we can do, and I know what we can pull off live at the show for real, and I think we're gonna do it. Make a fucking awesome record that's gonna be great. But until that actually happens, I don't fucking know. Anything could happen. Definitely, the vibe in the band is definitely like it was in the beginning. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Danny also talked about the upcoming Biohazard documentary, saying, well, it's not finished, so take it easy, guy, okay? Cool you fucking jets. The documentary is not finished. Our old friend Drew Stone, who's really been there since almost the beginning with us, and has always been filming shit, is producing it and directing. That's going to be good then. I love it when some little weirdo that you say, put your fucking camera down, Bob. What are you doing, man? We're having fun here. 30 years later, you want to see all that shit. So you said, thank you, Drew, for doing this. He'd always be filming shit. It's producing and directing and editing documentary film about Biohazard. About our history and about coming back together, and I don't think anybody really being tight-lipped about it. But it's not finished, so there's nothing really to talk about until it gets there. But yeah, up in Albany, that's Albany, New York, at the Extreme Music Awards, he played a little trailer that he came up with his own mind and his brain, because he uses technology and editing softwares. When I saw him last week when we played down in Baltimore, he actually played me a 75 or even 100-minute cut of the film, so I just saw it for the first time myself. And it's in a very raw kind of form. But there's a lot of great old shit in there, you better believe it. A lot of great old stuff. A lot of great new stuff. A lot of funny, cool, insightful, interesting interviews. And good stuff. It's going to be a cool thing. All right, it's going to be a cool thing. And there you have that. Look at that. Man, oh man. Evan Seinfeld with his shirt off. He's on a vegetarian diet. That's the fella right there. Okay? And I'm pretty dang sure he just looked like he was a roughneck. You know, he looked like he had just put cement shoes on someone before he jumped on stage when I saw him, okay? And who knows, maybe there was a greasy guy in Machine Head too. And I know it was before he started they went all nu metal and he got his hair in the cornrows and all that. We got to check in with the metal god because he wants to give us all a bit of advice. He says, we look at each other and we embrace each other because we love heavy metal. And what he's saying is, heavy metal fans are great because we're not jerks and we appreciate each other's company. We're all the freaks of the world, you know, all creeds and kinds and colors and codes and this and that's and all the things, you know. This heavy metal, you know, Robbie Halford here, he'd tell you that. He'd say that heavy metal brings all the freaks together and we all have a good time. So let's see what he's saying about this. Embracing and loving heavy metal. Loving heavy metal, love it. During an appearance on the Loudwire Nights radio show. Fun. Judas Priest singer Robert Halford spoke about the importance of his band's connection with its fans, particularly when it comes to performing live. Oh, before we get too deep into this, please get in comment and tell me. I saw that Michael Sweet mentioned Crown of Thorns, or what is it? Is it called Cross of Thorns? I can't remember. The new Judas Priest song? And Michael Sweet chimed in saying that it was a Christian thank you for writing a song about Jesus. Is it a song about Jesus? I don't know. And tell me the title of it. It's Crown of something. Crown Royal. When you see Priest now, it's an event because, if I'm not speaking completely garbage, Judas Priest is the longest, I was going to say the oldest, I hate that word, but we've been making material for 50 years, and you're still active and you're still relevant. Oh, this is the blabbermouth guy? Well, tough shit. When you're still relevant? And so when you come to see your favorite band, Judas Priest, it is an event. Ow! And so when you come to see your favorite band, Judas Priest, it is an event cause, wow, you look at these guys and they've been doing this for so long and they're still there for all the right reasons. We go on stage with a job to do in terms of responsibility that you have for your fans because, again, I've said this millions of times, we are nothing without our fans. It's an absolute fact that any band, never lose the fact that without your fans you have nothing. You can be in the biggest band in the world, in a room banging away. But what good is that?
It's all about sharing what you're creative and making a connection, and Christ has been making that connection now for over 50 years.
I'd say so. I had one hell of a summer, man, there with Screaming for Vengeance, and they all come out around the same years. I want to say I was listening to Screaming for Vengeance, Master of Puppets, Saxon Crusader, Kiss Alive 2. It was one hell of a summer. I hope to have one of those summers again. It'd be a lot of fun. Asked if he thinks heavy metal community is a welcoming in 2024 as it has been in recent decades, Halford said, "Those things that you're talking about in terms of completely inclusivity, that's what I love about our heavy metal community. That regardless of the bands that you're into, regardless of what you look like, who you love, whatever, how much money you've got, whatever, it doesn't matter. We look at each other and we embrace each other because we love heavy metal." Oh, he's going to tell us he was just somewhere. He's going to tell us he was just reading something.
I was just reading something again the other day about the importance of this particular style and sound of music. The importance reaches way further than the music does. It's a very, very important component within us. If you're a metalhead, if you're a metal fan, it has all of the attributes for getting into a better mental state.
I agree with that.
It makes articulation work stronger.
Ooh, Jesus, he's a scientist all of a sudden.
It makes articulation work stronger in all elements of your life. Metal is a very, very powerful part of who we are as people. So if you want to go deep, but I do go deep.
Oh, what's he saying there, buddy? Calm down now. This is just an interview.
That's what it does, man. So when I say I love my metal maniacs, I mean that really sincerely and very purely and deeply and lovingly. I think about them all the time. Even when I'm laying down, just taking a bit of a nap on the couch. And I think about my fans and I say, oh, I go way deep into unconsciousness, that is, to think about my fans. Family is a big word to use, but that's what we create. We create this family of this heavy metal community regardless of your band. There's a special relationship with every single fan.
He's not lying, really, because I've seen him on... Man, this guy will do interviews, he reaches out to the fans. I've seen some channels that have like 1,000, 1,500, subscribers to him, and he's on there doing interviews and stuff. So he's a man of the people. He's a man of the fans. He's very accessible. I would love to talk to the guy. I just don't know what I would say. It would be all stupid shit. It wouldn't be anything that, I would be asking him dumb shit, I feel.
When I look out in a crowd of 1,000 people, I'm looking at every single one of you. Because I know that you've taken this band's music into your life. For a lot of priest metal fans, the story of your life is in music.
That's true.
I'm not saying that properly, but do you know what I'm trying to say, interviewer man? If you've been with this band for the longest time and we play Breaking the Law, suddenly we've gone back into the 80s. We play Painkiller, you may have heard that one. Suddenly, we're back in the 90s. This time, Machines of Emotion in your life is what's with you as a fan. And again, that's not lost on me. I really take very, very personally. And so that responsibility of caring for your fans and looking after them, your fans, is really important, no matter what band you're in. He keeps going on about that, no matter whatever your band you're in, right? Is there a couple of bands that he's saying, you're not very friendly with the fans, you need to get more on it? He's basically saying that any band is a good band in the heavy metal community that's going to be good and nice and kind like them.
Okay, that's what he's saying. We got a couple more things here. We have Stephen Pearcy is going to talk about, he says, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not going to keep trying to get these damn ding-dongs, Warren DeMartini, the rest of these sons of bitches together. Not going to do it. Not going to happen. And then we're going to watch them try and move that Black Sabbath bench in England. I've got it all queued up here. And it says, it's a damn heavy bench. Struggle to shift the Black Sabbath bench. It's like, bleeding bloody hell. Who created this? It's made of right old heavy metal, isn't it? It's mighty, We'll get into that. Let's see. Stephen Pearcy, and he's got the arm up in the air here. He's reprimanding the audience. He's telling them right now, he says, guys, I've tried to get them together. You're just going to have to deal with this. Because I've tried to get them together. They won't do it. Stephen Pearcy is pretty much done reaching out to members of the Classic Rat lineup for a reunion. You get in the comments and tell me who he's friendly with and not. I don't think Juan's even with him anymore, right? Or was Juan just doing the kind of rat reunion that was just the two of them or whatever? Get down there and tell me. Oh my God. I can't believe I drank that all. Hit me again, Ike. And this time put some stank on it. Who was that? Was that Jim Carrey movie? That was a good movie, right? Liar, Liar. Was that Liar, Liar? In a recent interview with This Day in Metal, Rat frontman Stephen Pearcy spoke about his plans for this coming month. He said, "You look at me with those rat snake eyes. I've reached out, and I'm pretty much done reaching out to get the guys from the Classic Rat lineup together. With whether we bring in ex-Rat guitarist Carlos Cavazo, that's a classic Quiet Riot, yes? Again, or Michael Schenker. Ooh, do Michael Schenker. Did Michael Schenker actually do Rat shows? I would like to see some of that. Another guitarist there still is not going to fill like Rat guitarist Robin Crosby. Yeah, because he's passed on, right? Oh, wait. There's still, okay, he's saying, so we can get Carlos Cavazo, we can get Michael Schenker, they're still not going to fill Robin Crosby's shoes. Ever. But we can actually go out and do something cool for our fans. And that would be okay. But I've tried, and that's the way, that's about all I can do. Look, I created this monster with Robin as my right-hand man, who's no longer with me to slap people around. All I can do is enjoy what we did, what we created. And that's why this box set, he fits in the sweet plug. Right in the middle of the interview with This Day in Metal. That's why this box set, the Atlantic Years 1984 to 1991 limited edition box set celebrating Rat's massively successful period where all 5 of their studio albums were certified gold, platinum, or multi-platinum. This indeed, it's very important. It's important to me because it's our 40th anniversary. I'm still here doing it. The other guys might not want to do it, and some do, and some don't. My plans are this year and next year to establish a few entities. Oh my God, he's going to conjure goddamn demons? You're kidding. Don't be getting Ouija boards and shit like that. Now, I know you can buy them on any toy store shelf in any town in America. And if everyone was to really get busy on those things, just imagine what the damage they would do. He's going to establish a few entities under the moniker 1980 Sunset Strip Experience. Bro, I got a fella you can call for that. One Mr. Brett freaking Michaels. He is already signed on. If you say, "Hey, Brett,
You want to do 1980 Sunset Strip experience with me?
He's going to say, oh, you gave me something to believe in besides the Lord above. He said, no, actually, I got to tell you, Huss, I laid down last night and I prayed to the Heavenly Father that you'd ring-a-ding-ding my phone, and guess what? You're right here. He gave me something to believe in.
And we're developing some great stuff, a concert series and a residency, and where we're going to keep the torch, pass the torch, keep it going, whether it be with original bands who are still around from the 80s, because inevitably you're going to get older and you're going to fucking die.
Oh, Jesus.
We're all dropping like flies, unfortunately, due to the decades of decadence. And then even Kix is calling in quits. Calling in quits. Calling it quits, Stephen. And they were our label mates on Atlantic Records. I love those guys. I played with them all the time. So here you go. What's going to be left is you're going to have all these tribute bands. So I'd rather be in charge of the tribute bands representing the Rat brand, because there's a ton of them.
He's stealing my idea that I had for Kiss. You search the globe for an impeccable set of fellows. And I'm not talking about Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer. A Peter Criss and an Ace Frehley. Impeccable. Their movements, everything. They're out there somewhere in the world. And you get these 20-year-old dudes and you put them right back in that gear from that era. And you put them right back on a stage that looks identical. And you have the same fog pots and everything else. You don't upgrade it with digital or anything. I'm telling you, that would be huge. That would be great. You know, just to feel like you've seen like those Beatles cover bands or Pink Floyd cover bands, something like that. Now Stephen Pearcy wants to do it for his band.
Because there's a ton of them. The Motley Crues, Def Leppards, Rat, it's amazing.
So, but one thing I'll tell you, Stephen, is there might be, how many Rat cover bands are going to be out there? If you're doing Rat, you're doing a couple tunes. You're not basing your whole thing around it. Pearcy is celebrating the 40th anniversary of Rat's classic debut album Out of the Cellar by performing it in its entirety. That would be good. And in sequence for the first time in 2024. I might go see that if it comes to me. Pearcy recently performed Out of the Cellar in its entirety with his solo band on December 29th. Oh, maybe I could just watch it. I stay home, I go nowhere. And December 29th, 2023 at the Whiskey A Go-Go in West Hollywood, California. It marked Stephen's first time playing the LP from front to back. Ever? I mean, I guess when would you have the time, right? If you put out of the Cellar and all these other albums, you can't find a time to do that. Rat exploded on the national scene in 1984 with the release of Out of the Cellar, featuring an undeniable hook and legendary music video. Lead single Round and Round hit number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100, while Out of the Cellar reached number 7 on that Billboard Top 200 and was certified triple platinum. 2 more charting singles followed with Back for More and Wanted Man. Rat started the tour as an opening act, but by the end of the tour had climbed to arena headliner. Rat returned in 1985 with its second full-length record, Invasion of Your Privacy, certified double platinum and also reaching number 7 on the Billboard 200. Invasion of Your Privacy also featured the classics Lay It Down. I, for some reason, always thought that was on Out of the Cellar. Wow. And number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. And of course, the other single, You're in Love. You streak of lightning. You're in love. Okay, guys, we've got this. I would love to sit my ass cheeks down on that beautiful looking bench And it's got all of the members of Black Sabbath you can see there. So when you set your bum cheeks down, it's almost like you would be sitting on their lap. And I think that it's for so you can tilt to the side or whatever. And you can say, oh my God, Ozzy's trying to make love to my hiney. And then you snap a photo for your Instagram or whatever. But this video is only 1 minute and 35 seconds long. Then we're going to get into your comments. That's right, we do have those. And they're going to try and move this. And so you're going to hear a lot of English guys going, bleeding bloody hell, who built this thing? So here we go. Black Sabbath bench, Broad Street. Okay, I don't want to see none of that. Okay. Oh, that's the train. Is that the train? Oh. What's with all the clapping? It's kind of overlay. He says, you get one end of that and I'll get the other end. Oh, look at that. And it's got all their it's got, that's awesome looking. Yes? That's like them from when? At the beginning. Earlier in the days, yeah. Oh, I told you, Connie. Got no tenant of it. Oh, there's Tony. Oh, they're showing it live in some place. I thought they were going to smash toes or something. There's Geezer. Can you bleeding bloody believe it, Tony? After all these years, now we're going to be over on Broad Street. Everybody's sitting on our bench that we've got now. I never would have thought it in me life. It's an amazing accomplishment. Legends. Is that just intertwined clip of the last Black Sabbath show together? And I says, we're sitting on a boat. What you doing, Marjorie? Oh, nothing, just sitting on the boat, just watching them move the Black Sabbath bench. The what? The Black Sabbath bench? Oh, that sounds satanic. Now you know them, they're the old rock band from the 70s. They've been around for years. Now they've got a bench over on Broad Street. As soon as we get off the boat, we're going to go sit on it. He's got his Aussie hat on this guy. Okay, I thought they were moving it somewhere. They are putting it somewhere. They've put it in a truck. Where's the setup? We only have 10 seconds left. Okay, yeah, that was it. See, it said the end on that thing. Just a quick thing. If for some reason they try and ding my video for showing that, I'll just cut it out. So I hope you got to see the Aussie bench there. Let's get into your comments. This is fun. This is always great. If you have comments, you want to be on the show, you listen to it, you say, Shane, I have fun listening to your podcast. It's fun for me. I'd like to be part of it. Very simple. Go to the episode on YouTube, leave your comments there, and if they're not rude in any kind of a way, or if they're funny, informative, then I will gladly read them. You got Mike Buchanan here. Let's see what he's got to say. On this week's Movies That Are Bad, But We Love Them Anyways, thanks to your video, Beware the Beast by Carpenter Brute. Yes, we did that. I give you Black Roses. That was the movie. In the video, there was Trick or Treat and Black Roses and what? Something else. The soundtrack alone is worth watching this movie. One day, a heavy metal band named Black Roses arrives to play for 3 nights, after which they will move to their next destination. While the town's conservative parents are initially resistant, their concerns are mollified. Well, that's a word, isn't it? by the band's initial low-key appearance and by the town's mayor assuming that the band is harmless. This doesn't sit well with Matthew, who senses that the band has something more sinister in mind than just playing music. Grab your favorite beverage, pop some popcorn, settle into your favorite chair, and press play. That's it, baby. There's your tag. You got it. Press play. I'm digging that. I'm digging that a lot. Mike Buchanan here says opening theme was lit, yo. Lost a lot of interest in Megadeth after the Countdown album. Yes. At my age, I'm getting tired of the he said, she said with all these bands nowadays. Feeling kind of cute? Maybe I'll go show my junk to someone. Oh my God. You mean that big pile of trash in your backyard, though. Thinking Ace needs to learn how to make an avatar and how to hack the KISS computers. This is a good idea. So he can put himself into the show. Whatever that's going to look like, or perhaps KISS meets the Phantom of the Park Part 2, I would be the first in line to see that. Mike Buchanan says, I'm the opposite of Josh Todd. I would rather see a band in a smaller venue as it is more intimate. I got to help sing Home Sweet Home with Vince Neil. You did. I bet your voice just boomed right over his. He's like, he's like, oh, set me free.
He's like, you're pretty damn good, Mike Buchanan.
Let's see. Jesus, get the brains going. I got to sing with Vince Neil because I was in the front row of a small club. Nope, not sorry about that at all. No. Mike Buchanan says, I find it hysterical when I'm driving down the road. Did I miss something? Let's see. No. I find it hysterical when I'm driving down the road and I see a huge clouds of vape coming out of cars in front of me. I have visions of Cheech and Chong up in smoke. Yeah. And all I keep thinking to myself is, and I did it for a while there. I did vape, but I never puffed it like that. I always puffed it like a cigarette. You know what I mean? These guys are going, like a inhaler or something. And then they blow those massive clouds out. I'm just wondering what that's doing right now. They're kind of on the fence about all that, going, well, we don't know what it does. We don't know what happens, but you can't put that much kind of fucking smoke in something and expect nothing to happen without a filter in there. I don't know. Mike Buchanan says, nope, if someone was stalking my daughter or wife, it's on like Donkey Kong. It's one thing if they were stalking me, but a child, that person would be in jail forever. So Mike Buchanan's, he's saying Nikki Sixx only wanted to put her away for 3 years. She should be thankful she was stalking him instead of Mike Buchanan's house, because he's saying, I'll put her in jail forever. I will ask the judge to put her in jail forever. Mike Buchanan says, thinking Papa Roach is on their last resort, wink, wink. Oh, and that song has over 1 billion listens on the Spot channel. Wow. He says, I've been to a John 5 and the Creatures show. It was a blast as he plays tons of cover songs. So the 8-minute segment, if he's doing a 60-minute set, what you're saying is the other 42 minutes is not Motley Crue. And if he doesn't put in 8 minutes of goddamn Rob Zombie, I'm going to, someone should tell Rob Zombie. And he should be doing 8 minutes of Marilyn Manson, too. And they should all talk to each other and say, if he's not doing it, then he's going to be on the shit list. And he can never return to this band again. He needs to put in 8 minutes of Motley, 8 minutes of Marilyn Manson, 8 minutes of Rob Zombie. That's it. He can do whatever he wants with everything else. He actually jammed with Rob Halford in that band too, remember? So he's got to do 8 minutes of that. And now, the Jive Talkin' jokes of the week. What did the color say to the other color? I love Hugh. How do 37 mathematicians board a bus with only 36 seats? They carry the one. I phoned my work this morning and said, sorry, boss, I can't come in today. I have a wee cough. He said, you have a wee cough? Okay, boss, I'll take a week off. Oh, you pulled a fast one. How do you keep an idiot in suspense? Please tell me, seriously. Nobody will tell me. I once made an ice cube melt just by staring at it for 30 minutes. What's your superpower? And finally, I can't send an end. I can't see an end. I have no control and I don't think there's any escape. I don't even have a home anymore. Definitely time for a new keyboard. I can't see an end. I have no control. I don't think there's any escape. I don't even have a home anymore. Definitely time for a keyboard. All right, my friend, there you go. There's your hearts. I have a wee coming that I have to get rid of soon. Anthony, LOL, my friend. You are the Iggy Pop song master. The way you make up these songs off the top of your head is pure genius. If they were good, I love it. Dash, dash, dash. Anthony. There you go. Speaking of elements, I heard a little Blondie Rapture influence in the mix. That was a natural born Scorpio. Yep. Well, I like to blend the genres. Steven coming in here. We haven't heard from him in a while. I was at the John 5 show. It was great. Miss Althea coming in here. Okay, I think there's going to be a pause, guys. There's going to be a pause, okay? I have to go whiz. I'll be right back. What do you think I wouldn't give at this moment? Yeah, there's no need to cut that, right? You guys just had a little bit of peace and quiet there to just kind of rest your brains for a minute. That's fine. We're getting into Miss Althea because I wanted to, before we got into Miss Althea, I wanted to say I had my mind blown the other day because I don't know if it was this episode, last episode, or whatever, we talked about the song Too Shy Shy from Kaja Gugu, new wave band from the 80s. And I had my brains blown the other day because she mentioned his name, Lamal. Really weird spelling, right? And then out of nowhere, the song, Never Ending Story, it pops on, and I see Lamal. The singer for Kajagoogoo's Too Shy Shy is the guy that sang Never Ending Story for the movie Never Ending Story. I was like, that might not mean anything to anybody else, but it was an interesting factoid that I did not know. Let's get into Miss Althea's stuff. The Dumbstruck Fool says the opening theme this week was worthy of a throwback to Yo MTV Raps. Well, this is the band Technotronic. Did Pump Up the Jam. Yeah, I knew it wasn't the other ones, but I would have never guessed that name. Technotronic, that doesn't ring a bell with me. It was the same pocket of time as CNC Music Factory, so easily morphed, yes. All fantastic dance music that I still enjoy to this day. There's a great 80s, on Spotify, there's a great 80s breakdance. Because when I was a little kid, I was kind of playing both the fields there from I'd say, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. You know, so I had some breakdancing pals. And maybe you guys are going to just say I was false metal or whatever, but I had my heavy metal pals, and when I got sick and tired of them, I went over and I breakdanced, and I was sucked at it, so that I was the guy that held the radio. I held the boombox, and they were great. There was a great locker and popper, and then this guy was very would do handsprings and backflips and all sorts of shits, and the windmill and all that. I couldn't do any of that. My signature move is the worm. And I would hold the box. But back to the point, there's a great 80s breakdance mix. So if you were a fan of like the movie Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, Beat Street, those kinds of movies, there's a great soundtrack for that. Now let's get back into our metal stuff. Everyone's going, dude, I told you he was false, dude. I told you. He's talking about breakdancing? But I was a true metalhead because I sucked at it, okay? I wasn't no good. Megadeth, Miss Althea on Megadeth here. I am waiting for the TLC channel or a ground floor streaming platform to debut the Dave and David reality show. The drama between them is becoming tiresome. If it's not there already, and all because Ellefson just had to share his junk to a shady chick online. Thanks. Yep. He was a lot more into her than she was to him. Miss Althea on Ace Frehley. I appreciate him saying, or rather claiming, that he made an effort with Paul and Jean, and I appreciate him saying, or rather claiming, that he is sober. But the Madison Square Garden show is over. And the OG kiss we once knew was long since over, well before that. So, to that end, I really understand. I really understand to continue. I really don't understand to continue talking about it all. Yeah, he is the original spaceman and all, but he can turn back. But he cannot. He cannot. But he cannot turn back time or change Paul and Jean's minds, attitudes. Yeah, Paul's going to the grave saying, we would have sounded like piss with him. He needs to be putting his energy toward the new album and pointedly rehearsing the new material ad nauseum so that more sloppy videos, yes, don't start making their way around the social medias. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of just set in his ways, isn't he? He's just, oh, if I can get up there and plug it in, that's it. Buck Cherry, Miss Althea on Buck Cherry. Hilarious that story immediately followed Ace, considering they totally ripped off the Shock Me riff. Oh, really? And All Lit Up? Is that the tune, the cocaine tune? I feel like it's coming to me right now. I didn't know it was called All Lit Up, but I can hear him going, and yes, I'm all lit up again. Is that it? Get in the comments. I think you meant Crazy Bitch. Oh, that's the tune. Not Sexy Bitch. Oh, you a crazy bitch. But either works in context, I suppose. And you can add Summer of 69 to my list of least favorite hits of the 80s. Oh. Okay. Well, let me jot it down here, Jesus. I did watch that Netflix thing on We Are the World. It's pretty interesting, the behind the scenes. I don't think they got too deep into it. I'm sure there was... Okay, we all love Cyndi Lauper, right? But this Netflix documentary it shows all that old footage of them, how they got all those people together to do We Are the World, and it had to happen on a certain night and all this shit. But when they're showing the bit with Cyndi Lauper, and I like Cyndi Lauper just fine, but I could see, you could see Michael, not anywhere near her or whatever, but he had those glasses on the whole time, And I could just see, you could just feel when some of them people were singing, he's just like, they suck. They suck. Miss Althea on Nikki 6. I just kept thinking about that documentary. Nikki 6 here, asking for only 3 years in jail for the stalker. That seems a little too generous and light to me. Oh my God. Mike Buchanan wants to put her away for life. What's yours? Might as well just recommend house arrest and an ankle monitor. I mean, I feel like if I was stalking someone and they gave me 3 years in jail, I would go, I'm not going near them. Well, I am going to go over and visit them just once, just to say how horrible it was in jail. And that will be the last time I speak with them. But they need to understand that I had a hard time in jail for 3 years, 2.5 on good behavior. They need to understand that I had a miserable time in there. Then I will go away and leave them be for their lives. Jacoby Shaddix, Miss Althea on Jacoby Shaddix, I still think he's delusional. However, I will him utmost props for his work with the AFSP and the importance of that organization. Super bonus points to you for the mention of Kreskin. Or as he was always introduced by Johnny Carson, the amazing Kreskin. And Miss Cleo, your impression had me busted. Oh, come on, girlfriend. What? Just talk to Miss Cleo now. Yeah, Kreskin was like the first dude that was psychic and stuff, spoonbender and stuff, or was it? Who was that other guy from Brazil or whatever? Anyways, Miss Cleo. I forgot to look those up. I'm going to look them up on YouTube and see if I can watch those old things. Miss Althea on John 5 and related content. Jared James Nichols is the singer-guitarist. Okay. You did a first listen to his song Bad Boots at my request. Okay. After I saw him open for Blackstone Cherry a couple of years ago. Okay. I knew the name. The name sounded familiar. Now, this one didn't. Nikki Stringfield is a female guitarist who primarily plays with the Iron Maidens. But she's the one that didn't get the good gigs. The all-female tribute band that Nita Strauss was in, Iron Maiden. But she also has a solo career. Dan knows her, although I have never met her. Really? Postscript to last week's comments. Michael McKean was Lenny on Laverne and Shirley. After season 5, she's going to tell us what happened in Laverne and Shirley. But Michael McKean is also absolutely fantastic in Better Call Saul. And he was also St. Tubbins and all that in the Spinal Tap. Okay, now, she watched Laverne and Shirley up into season 5. After season 5, the setting of the show was moved from Milwaukee to Burbank, California. It all went downhill from there, in my opinion. When you make big moves like that, it's just no good. It's never any good, All right, there's your heart, dear. Samuel Thomas Engardio. That's a good name. I found this through your review of Zierler, ESC. Do a review. Oh my goodness. Samuel. We don't do requests in the Jive Talkins. I'm going to have to leave you hanging there, sir. Any kind of notification to you would lead you to believe that I was going to take up your request. I'd love to do that request. Beyond Twilight is what he says. I found this through your review of Zierler, ESC. Do a review of Beyond Twilight, Shadow Self. It's one of Zierler's previous projects involving the same vocalist, Kelly Sundown Carpenter. I know Beyond Twilight. That sounds familiar to me, but I have to leave you hanging. I apologize on that. He's going to say, I'm looking around seeing all the hearts. I didn't get a goddamn heart. Rules are the rules. Oscar coming in here. Your introduction was indeed fantastic. It was almost as long as a Tool or Iron Maiden song. Okay. That can be bad sometimes. I felt like you could keep going on with the ditty for many more minutes with fresh lyrics, a few more motherfuckins. I've been doing that a lot. I'm trying to get away from that because I've noticed that, thrown in for fun. Yeah, so he says the little ditty, a few more minutes, fresh lyrics, and a few more motherfuckins thrown in for fun. Motherfucking fun, yeah. And I'll blame it on a friend of mine because every other word out of his mouth, if I talk to the guy on the phone, every other word is the F word. And then you start doing it. And then it just goes right down the drain from there. And then you're just a filthy filthmonger. All right. Oh. Come on, baby. Let's send some Morse code. Help me, Jive Talkin, get rockin', heavy metal news, baby. It's an SOS, yeah. SOS Jive Talkin, babe, we're rockin' now. Let's have fun, let's go insane now. SOS, baby, so let's build SOS. SOS, so baby, come on, baby. We gonna jive talk, jive rock, Jive Talkin, baby, good heavy metal news time. Shit. Let's end it here, end it on a good